happening, everybody? And welcome to another episode of the Crash Bang Boom Drumming Podcast. You're making out all right amidst all this madness, keeping your eyes on the prize and not turning into an apathetic slob. There's no flinching in the ranks, y'all. Today's guest is drummer Jordan Rodriguez of Boston post-rock quartet and Death Wish recording artist Harborlights. Jordan and I touched on mom chaperones for rock gigs, why he loves Gojira, his crazy Q drum kit that he loves, playing bizarre gigs out in cornfields, and a whole lot more. So hope y'all dig it. Crash Bang Boom Podcast can be found on iTunes Podcast, my SoundCloud and YouTube pages, Stitcher, Luminary, Google Play, Podbean, and more. If you like what you hear, feel free to check out any of the previous nearly 200 episodes. Give me a like, a subscription, a positive rating, and or a glowing review, or all the above. Just go for it. Fuck it. The support is appreciated. Shout out to my sponsor, New Orleans Record Press. If you're looking to release in vinyl, go on over to NewOrleansRecordPress.com to look at the myriad vinyl coloring, packaging, mastering, electroplating, lacquer cutting, and more options. And you can use that handy little real-time quote generator to tally it all up and let you know what you're getting into. They also print both 12 and 7-inch records in 150 and 180 gram variants. And they'll even help you out with design. So check them out, and that's NewOrleansRecordPress.com. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for artists offering online lessons, masterclasses, workshops, and more, as well as fundraisers, charities, and GoFundMes, such as websites SaveOurStages.com, who are looking to save this nation's venues that are feeling the burden during this heavy time. If we don't help them out, apparently no one else will. So here we go. Jordan Rodriguez, Harborlights. Check them out on the Bandcamp link, which will be included in the description of this episode. Bandcamp also happens to be the preferable platform for music purchases. So check them out. Hit them up. Here we go. Crash, bang, boom.
Crowds go mad with joy.
Yeah! All right, I'm here with Jordan Rodriguez of Boston's post-rock quartet and Death Wish recording artist Harborlights. Jordan, welcome to the Crash Bang Boom Drumming Podcast. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on 2019's Isolation Ritual. I dig the record. I think it sounds great. From what I can tell, I would imagine 2020 was initially looking like a good year to promote the record. But tell me a little bit about some of the band's plans for 2020 and maybe anything that would have been canceled, et cetera, and or just in general how this whole thing is affecting, the band and you as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you first and foremost for liking the record. We had about 100 shows planned.
Wow.
Like 2019 was our biggest year yet, and we did like 50, 55 or something like that. So we did like 18 days in January and February with our fellow label mates, Frail Body, out of Illinois. We were going pretty much balls to the wall. So we had like, 3 or 4 in March, like 8 in April, 18 in May, out to like Nebraska.
Wow.
And then July was going to be a full U.S. West Coast tour for like 30 days.
Damn.
We were supposed to be in Europe and actually this month, like in like 2 weeks. And then we were going to do like a 14-day tour in like November or something just to cap it off. But it was just like the wheels were moving. We had like the May tour going. I was working on the July one.
Yep.
And then we were talking about September for Europe with the band over there and had that stuff going too. And then everything just kind of came to a screeching halt. So it sucks. Sucks.
Damn, dude. Are there any projections as to when you'll pick up some of those dates? I know it's all up in the air as of now. I've seen bands seem to be betting on September of 2021, which is insane to think because we're sitting here talking at the beginning of September. So we're talking about a year from now, which is
a year from now.
Yeah. Are there any, is that possibly looking like some of the timeline for rescheduling of that, or are y'all still trying to figure it out?
I don't think that we're like a band that can reschedule because, we're not that big.
Right.
And we kind of still self-book. I do a lot of the booking, and then my guitarist, Andrew, does some of the booking too. So it's like there's no real plans. We're just kind of hoping to be like, well, maybe, if things go well. I mean, I'm seeing tours pop up now in like Europe for like April.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's cool. That might be a thing. If we can maybe get there like next summer or just do anything at all next summer. But
I know, right?
It's crazy.
Wow. Well, tell me a little bit about you joining the band, how that came about, and I guess your experience of playing some of those shows, or any particular shows early on that you played with the band that were particularly strange. Feel free to tell me about those as well.
I joined the band in August of 2016, so it was just 4 years.
Yeah.
I had known them. I was in another band at the time, locally, so we had played a couple shows together. And then their drummer, I guess, was deciding to leave the band, so they reached out to me, and that was like kind of my dream almost to like be like in that band, because whenever I saw them, it was like I know what I would bring to the band, personally, at least from a drumming standpoint. And I just like the music a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of like a dream come true almost, and it's been rolling ever since. We kind of picked up right from there from touring, and then we started writing songs, and we really wanted to take it to the next level. Basically, is kind of what we all kind of agreed on. You know, we're in a van and we'll play pretty much anywhere, so we don't play like these massive stages. It's a lot of like house shows and basements, and I mean we've blown power at houses before many times. From all the power. Yeah, it's like, you know, I played on literal concrete floors, like, and, you know, an uneven basement floor.
Of course.
And there was one where we played in, I think, New Bremen, Ohio. And we were off the highway for like over an hour, and we're just driving through like fields of corn. And we show up at this house, and it's like, okay, what is going on? Like, this is going to be so weird. And then all of a sudden, like, it felt like all these kids just started like coming out of the corn. Like, they were just like, and,
Children
like,
of the Corn style.
Yeah, it was like, and like, there was no adults anywhere. And, you know, there was like a house, and then like a football field away was a house. So we play this show, like, we get there, and it's like, all right, this is weird. And like they're all like have their fingernails painted. They're wearing like Hot Topic bracelets from like 2005, and it's like, you know, like, where are we right now? Like we're in like a time capsule. And it was honestly like one of the best shows of tour. They threw down. They were mosh pitting in their garage. They bought merch from all the bands. Like, we were on tour with our friends in Super Blonde from Brooklyn, actually.
I know the vocalist Ryan. He and I have been in bands together in Brooklyn.
Hell yeah, dude! I love that band. Shout out to Super Blonde, even though I think they're done now. But man, like it was one of the craziest. And I'm like, I was like, yo, like, where are your parents? Like, what is going on here? Like, where do you go to school? And they were like, oh, like right back there. And it's just like a school in the middle of corn. It was just like, damn, it was bizarre.
Wow. Oh, that's one hell of a story, man. Always a good one. That's what I love about talking to bands that played shows like this, because the humdrum routine of bands when they're on like bigger tours, that in tour management and everything, it becomes so regimented that it's rare that anything even deviates, or they have a sense of chaos or any of that shit necessarily. So that's always why I like to ask bands about that. So
we get something different every time we go somewhere, because like, we're not at the level of like, oh, we have like a rider and we can just, you know, sound check before stuff. It's like literally like, hey, like, you know, it's 9:00 and doors are supposed to open. Where's the sound guy? And he's like, oh, he's coming. It's like, okay, great. Like, well, it makes it fun. Keeps us on our toes.
Yeah, man. As far as Isolation Ritual that I mentioned earlier, tell me a little bit about recording that. Again, I think it sounds great, and it's interesting that I kind of stumbled upon y'all, because I've been digging in particular like Hum's Inlet record that they just put out, as well as Spotlight's Love and Decay from 2019. So yeah, I think y'all are in good company with that sort of textural kind of post-rock heavy kind of thing happening, you know?
Yeah, thank you. My guitarist Matt would love to have that be a compliment, because he loves Hum. And funny story was like sidebar. We were supposed to play a show in Rochester with our friends, Periodic Table of Elephants, and they were supposed to cover Stars. And he was like, dude, I just want to get to Rochester and just play Stars. Like, that's all I want to do. I just want to cover Stars. I don't want to sing. I just want to play guitar. I'm just like,
nice.
Man. But yeah, so Isolation Ritual. So we recorded that in 2 sessions, basically. I did drums at God City in
Nice.
Salem.
Absolutely. Did you record that with Kurt Ballou?
No, I didn't because he's a busy man, and that price tag on him, not what I had in mind for myself. But I did it with his assistant, Zach Weeks.
Nice.
He sits in on a lot of stuff, and he just kind of knows. He knows the room. He knows the sounds, and he did a great job. And I did it over 2 days, and then we did the rest of it at the record company in Boston. Like 2 or 3 weeks later, were a 4-day span for guitars, bass, and vocals with Mike Moschetto. He played bass in Aviator.
Okay.
And he's done everything that we've ever done before.
Gotcha.
Like while I've been in the band, and also prior to that, he's engineered and basically produced, and also played drums on the first record too.
Oh, okay.
He's done everything. So like, at least with me, I've never had like a proper recording session. Like, I did a lot of stuff in my basement with my other band, self-recording, and even though we didn't do the drums at the same time, but Zach mixed all the drums and then sent them to Mike, and then Mike took over from there, and it was great.
Nice. How are the just natural acoustics in the drum room? Sans going through any compression or anything. Just how they sound live in the drum rooms.
And at God City.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about that room. Everything sounds great. And the funny thing is, like, Kurt ended up showing up, I think, sometime in later into the session on the first day, and I kind of got like scared for a minute because I was like, oh shit, like, I'd never met him before, and like, he's talking to me about drums and shit, and I was like, yo, what is up with this room? Like, why does it sound so good? He was saying something about the walls, like there's like a glass pane of windows, but there's like, they're glass, just like cubes, and that's how it's paneled, but they're like an inch thick. He was like, sound does not escape here. It's just this room. I don't know. It's just like, I've set up stuff here before, and it's just the room. And you kind of have to be there to like know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But like, man, like when I even just know Mike's setting up the kit, and like Zach was kind of telling me like, this is the sweet spot. Like, put your bass drum right here, and like put your snares here. And I was like, all right, whatever you say, man, I'll do whatever. And it was, I don't know. I'd never gotten a better drum sound.
Yeah.
And honestly, most of the time they use like drums that they have in the studio. Zach was kind of telling me that, like, I know Cult Leader, they did, like, he's not the only band to do that, but I know Casey used like whatever was up on the shelves as a piece by piece kit. Yeah. And it sounds amazing. So I don't know. They just know what they're doing over there. It's amazing.
Nice. Did you record with your kit there, or did you also sort of piecemeal a kit?
I wanted to use my kit for that one.
Nice.
At least the first one, just to kind of, finally hear it, the capabilities of the kit.
Yeah.
It was great.
It definitely sounds killer. That's good to know that that's what it was, because I was listening to it thinking that it sounded pretty damn good. So, and I'm a fan of that drum company and that particular drum model that they make. I believe, do you have the copper version of Q drums?
I have the brass.
Brass. Holy shit, a whole brass kit.
Yeah.
Damn, it's a pretty kit too. I've seen pictures of it or seen video of you playing it. And it definitely sounds good. How'd you come across that kit, by the way?
2016. I just saw it. I followed them for a while, and they posted, it was right after NAMM, and they posted that it was like on the way to Lone Star Percussion in Dallas. And I was like, okay, now is like, I was like already kind of in the market for a new kit, and I was kind of wrestling with myself, and I was like, I want to spend the money to just know that I'm good for, the next however many years. Right. And I just called Lone Star Percussion, and they were like, we don't even have the kit yet. And I was like, all right, well, I want to buy it. So like, can I like just give you, and he was like, all right, hold on a minute. And he talked to someone, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, can we just like unbox it and do like an unboxing video? I was like, I don't care what you do. Just give me the kit. Like, send it to me whenever it's in house. And it's basically, one of one. So far that I know. I mean, I'm sure someone might have gotten like a second custom built kit from it, but like, as far as I know, that was on the floor at NAMM. And then it's just eye candy, when you see it, you're just like, oh my God, like Even to this day, every time I take it out of the cases, I'm like, fuck, this is such a nice drum kit.
That's awesome. I mean, it definitely looks beautiful. I'll have to post a picture, obviously, of it so that people can see what in the world we're talking about here. But as you've said, it's brass, and it has some sort of like insignia, like black kind of pattern over it or something going on.
It's like a patina, but it's...
Right. Yeah, Art Deco kind of like embroidery kind of looking thing.
Yeah, and like when you feel it, it's like where you would think you would feel something where it's like, oh, this is like where it's changed. It's like it's all solid brass. So I have no idea how he did it. And
that's crazy.
You know, the wood hoops with the brass inlays inside of it. I was like, oh my God, like makes me smile every time I look at it.
I hear you. It's crazy too because I collect brass snares. So because I interviewed Jeremy talking about designing Q drums and the use of their reinforcement rings and his sort of thoughts behind using those and whatnot. But yeah, the whole thing just kind of left me fascinated. I was like, one of these days I got to get one of these kits as well.
They really are. It's worth the money.
Yeah.
We don't get the luxury of being mic'd every show.
Mm-hmm.
And on a tour, it's like we have a pretty good live mix, I feel like, but like a lot of the time you go to these shows in basements and the drummer is just drowned out by,
right.
2 8-10 cabinets and it's like it's insane. But I hit pretty hard anyway.
And you're playing a brass kit, so
yeah, anywhere I am, dude, like that kit cuts through in a basement, in a living room. And an art gallery unmiked. It's just it sounds like it's mic'd up, and it's just like that thing sings. It's the best money I've ever spent.
Damn, man. I mentioned Hum earlier, and I've been tripping out on this new Deftones song that came out off their album Ohms that is supposed to be coming out, I believe, this month. I was just curious if you had heard that track as well, and or if you were a fan of Abe Cunningham's drumming, as am I. That
dude is one of my biggest influences, and that is one of my favorite bands. So I'm geeking. I'm ready for the 9-string guitar onslaught.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's been interesting. I've been meaning to like post something about it on social media, just to ask people, because I think people that work in the industry tend to be of the opinion that right now isn't the best time to put music out because you can't tour to support it rather. But I'm kind of thinking, well, if bands are not really doing that means that the marketplace isn't completely just flooded with as much stuff. I like the idea of bands putting out music right now. I think people want it, right?
Yeah, I agree. Man, like I feel like Deftones is big enough to like manage it and be like, well, we're gonna tour eventually. Yeah, and they're gonna sell stuff. Like, I think it's definitely. I mean, I was supposed to see them in August with Gojira.
Yep, same here.
Gojira is probably my favorite metal band.
They're incredible.
But like, I was so stoked for that tour, and I definitely think that people need the music because it's like you've been waiting now for like 6 months, and it's like, what are we supposed to do? And if everybody postpones their record, you're not going to find, like, if in March of 2021 17 bands release an album because they've been sitting on it for a year and a half. It's like that kind of defeats the purpose.
I agree. You mentioned Gojira for a second there. To revert back to them, I saw them recently, and I was making I've told this story before on the podcast, but it bears repeating. I went and saw them at Brooklyn Steel here in Brooklyn, which is an incredible venue, and I've seen some. It was yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And Converge, I thought it's interesting. I've seen the opening band sometimes not sound the greatest in that place, and then the headlining band comes out and sounds incredible. And I've seen diverse music there. Bands from like Spoon to Afghan Wigs to like Grizzly Bear and Gojira. So I've seen an array of music, and everything sounds killer. But I went and saw them that night, and I snuck a joint in with me, and I took a hit of it, and it was like I coughed so fucking hard. I was like, my God, was there like hay in this thing? Like, and I coughed so much that at the end of it, I was absolutely just like borderline like tripping balls. I was so high, and I watched Gojira, and I was joking that I was like engulfed into the Gojira vortex rather.
They're a force to be reckoned with, man. Them French boys. I don't know what's in the water over there, but every time I've seen them probably like 5 times now. But
yeah.
I think that in terms of like a live band, it's just, I don't know, there's just something about that. Like it is like a vortex. Like it sucks you in and you're just like, what the fuck is going on right now? It's clean. The mix is clean. It's perfect.
Oh man,
I've seen them in some shitty fucking venue in Connecticut.
Yep.
And they blew the roof off the place. And like in terms of, I mean, I can geek out on it. I have a fucking Gojira tattoo on me, but like
okay.
it's more like just the creativity of the riffs and just like the simplicity sometimes too. I don't know, man. It's just I love them. They're my favorite metal band. They're my favorite band. And fuck it, I'm gonna put that on the podcast right now. They're my favorite goddamn band on the planet.
Yeah, it's incredible. The first couple of times that I'd seen them, I saw them once at St. Vitus, and then.
Oh my God, you saw them at St. Vitus? Oh,
yeah.
Dude.
It was incredible, but what's really crazy about it is that it was awesome to hear them in a small club and just hear them killing it. And then prior to that, I saw them at, again, a small club. There was the Webster Hall, but downstairs they had I think it might have been called the basement at Webster Hall. I saw them there, and that again is a small place. So then when I saw them at Brooklyn Steel, it was that I finally got to see them with the lights, the big sound system, the whole production of it. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't realize that they even did that. I was like, God damn.
Right. And that's what it is. It's like they've become like an arena act now.
They
like,
are. Yeah.
Like they were touring with Slipknot and they did that whole tour. And like they have like fire and shit. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you can't do that every venue. But like, I know that, you know, the Deftones tour was going to be huge for them. Like I was so stoked. It was all arenas. Like that would have been fantastic. But you know, it's supposed to be apparently next August, so I still have tickets, I guess. So I can't wait.
Yeah, same here, man. That would have been killer as well, man. Mario's such a killer drummer, obviously, and
disgusting.
Just disgusting. Yeah, he's so fucking good. He practices his ass off. I know that as well.
Yeah, he does.
But I mean, you know, it could be the water. Sometimes I think bands with brothers in them are always have a special sort of chemistry in it. Obviously, I mean, you can look at everyone from AC/DC to Pantera, and you know the list goes on and on. Even like classic rock bands, Heart, you know, all kinds of shit. They're siblings, and there's always some sort of magic happening there when you have siblings in a band. So I would say Gojira certainly has that. And as you said, when I was watching them, because I saw Metallica on the Black Album tour, so that was when they kind of, I think, really started playing like arenas and shit. And I was watching Gojira, thinking like they're ready for that. You know, they're an arena rock band.
You know, not every band can do that and you know, like it sucks when you go to like, I was actually just talking about this with my bandmate Matt yesterday. I was like, we were talking about, he saw Muse with Silver Sun Pickups and they played like TD Garden, and it was like, Silver Sun Pickups is a great band, but like you see them in like the TD Garden, you're like, I don't know, like it doesn't work, you know, and like, or like Grizzly Bear opened for Radiohead in amphitheaters, and it's like everyone's finding their seats while Grizzly Bear's playing, and it's like it sucks, like that's unfortunate, but like Grizzly Bear could do it, obviously if they, you know, had the time, but I mean it's just like fuck, like Gojira, like no matter what, blows the roof off every band that they're playing with.
Totally.
No matter, like Mastodon, they opened for Mastodon and they fucking blew. I love Mastodon, one of my other favorite bands. Blew them the fuck out of the water, and it was just like, it's just like everyone was just like, well, time to go home. Like, that was an exhausting 45-minute set.
Oh my God, that's wild. Oh, you mentioned Muse, man. Another band that I've seen only once, unfortunately. I've been a fan of them for many records, but I saw them at also Webster Hall, but in the main upstairs area. And so that's like 1,500 capacity. But
what year was that?
Oh, man, this was like 5 years ago.
5 years? Oh, shit.
Yeah, damn. Something like that. And I tell you what, that band rules live. My God.
No, they're, again... but one of the best bands I've ever seen. They always up the ante. Every time you see them, it's different.
Yeah.
I appreciate that shit. You know, it's like, it's not the same stuff every time. They have ridiculous budget to fucking have flying drones in the arena.
Right.
And fucking armed guards on paid being paid to just stand there for the whole set, but it's amazing.
Totally.
I love Dominic Howard. That dude, in my other band that I was in, like my first band, it was more of like Muse, Radiohead, Mars Volta kind of stuff. So I pull a lot from Dominic Howard. That dude is just, and also he plays Q, and Jeremy is his fucking drum tech. So it's all just tight knit, you know?
Right.
It's great.
Exactly. You know, another thing that I thought when I saw Muse, I was Matt Bellamy, their vocalist, while being one funny-looking English motherfucker, admittedly. I tell you what, that dude can sing every bit as killer as he is on the recordings, and then some. He's not fucking around.
I don't even understand how it's possible. Like the stuff he does on record is crazy, but like he sounds exactly the same, and he just has more fun. And it's like, that band is three people who are just like true geniuses. Like Chris is the goddamn silent hero of that band.
Yeah.
I don't know. That band is such an enigma. And then now, and like, they're going so big now. It's like all the 80s stuff. And he's wearing, you know, crazy glasses and red fucking leather jackets and shit. I fuck with it so hard. I love that band.
Oh my God. That's good stuff, man. Funny just talking about shows because I haven't seen a show in so long, which is, you know, holy shit. That
wild.
Totally wild. One of the last, speaking of the sort of subgenre that you operate in the post-rock world, I don't know if you happen to see Russian Circles touring at all on their last record by any chance?
Yeah.
You did?
I've seen that band, I don't know, 7 times, I think.
Right on. Too. Yeah, I thought their last record in particular sounded killer, and Dave Turnkrantz is a killer drummer, and wow, I thought they sounded awesome the last time, for sure.
Yeah, and like I appreciated that they recorded like live in the room.
Yeah, right.
Got kind of like that live, like how they sound. If you go see them, it's like, oh yeah, this is exactly how it is. Totally. I mean, they're a great live band, you know, regardless. But like, I think Kurt really captured. I mean, like Guidance was great, but like for some reason, I don't know, Blood Year like really clicked with me more than the last one, and it just. Songs are good too, but it's just like the sound. It has like that like push and pull feel. Every song, you know, kind of does like slows down a little bit, speeds up a little bit. It's great. I love that band too.
And if I recall right, the album was recorded at God City Studio, and I think a little bit of Steve Albini's electrical audio as well, from what I remember him talking to him about that. And he was telling me about the different rooms that he recorded in and whatnot, but the drums sound so awesome. I agree with you. And I think that recording in particular is just sounds awesome, dude.
That to me is the drum sound that I aspire to have.
Yeah. Right.
It's perfect.
Kurt Ballou, there you go. Again, another guy that gets crazy drum sounds. He was the recorder, engineer, production. Yeah, that's all Kurt Ballou production. Just
gnarly shit. I don't know what's in the water in Salem.
I know, right?
God damn.
I know, seriously, dude. There's some of the other Kurt Ballou productions, man. I don't know. Did you ever get into the band Young Widows?
Yep. Fuck yeah.
So one of the killer records that Kurt Ballou worked on with Young Widows is the Old Wounds record, which I especially love. And again, the process in which they recorded that, there was a bunch of like live tracks, and he went on the road with them, recorded them in different places, and then mix that, and somehow it's still cohesive. And like again, I love the sound of that, you know. Not to go too crazy about Kurt Ballou, but yeah, I am a fan.
It's true. It's like that, but that's one of those bands for some reason. Like the first time I heard them, I think my guitarist Andrew showed me them, and I was like, why the fuck didn't you show me this like years before? Like this is like what I was like waiting for. But then it also made sense to like listen to Super Blonde and be like, oh fuck, this just sounds like Super Blonde but a little heavier, and like. And I just kind of like it all, like it brought all these weird, it kind of connected all these dots to me. And I really wanted to see them. I know because they were touring.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half ago or something.
I saw them on that tour.
Like, oh man, that would have been so sick.
Yeah.
I mean, Evan Peterson's a fucking man. I love that dude.
Yeah, they played St. Vitus 2 nights in a row. They did Old Wounds one night and then Easy Pain the other night. And I went to the Old Wounds one.
Hell
and
yeah.
And Jeremy, the drummer, was telling me that they actually pared their gear down considerably, and they were still loud, dude. That band plays loud, man.
I bet. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. You're a trio. You gotta fuck it. We'll do it live and just blare everything. You know, I love that shit.
Yeah, man.
Power trios, man, they're hard to come by, but when you can do it right, Muse, fucking Young Widows, Super Blonde, man, power trios. Let's go.
Absolutely, man. Well, before drumming, what were some of the records that got you into music initially?
I mean, I started playing drums when I was in like 5th grade. So before that, it was all just like rap and hip hop.
Gotcha.
I was like a little wannabe gangster kid. But I mean, like when I started getting into heavy music, it was like System of a Down and Slipknot. And I attribute that to this one of my friends just like kept hammering me about this stuff. And I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to listen to this stuff. And then I just did it. And I think Mesmerized like just dropped in 2005. And I was like, that shit ruled my world.
Yeah.
And it just like took over. It wasn't like, oh, like go listen to Linkin Park or fucking Papa Roach or something. It was like, just go far all the way to the other side of the spectrum where it's 9 guys in masks. But I miss those days, man. Like finding bands and you're just like, I've never heard of this band. Holy shit. I don't know what's going on. Why is he screaming? And it's like, I like it though. Like it's great, you know?
Yeah.
And that really inspired me to start playing drums. I guess like my friend, his older brother had a nice Pearl custom purple and black kit with all these Pisces symbols and shit. And I'd go down there and just be looking at it. And I was like, damn, like, I want to play that shit. Like, why? Like, I never had an inclination to play drums before other than, like, seeing them. Like, you know, a giant 9-piece kit with 14 cymbals. I was like, I want to play. And, like, you know, I just have, like, that rage inside me now thanks to Serge screaming his head off. And so I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to start playing drums. Buy me a drum kit, Mom.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Did you study with anyone or just self-taught playing along with records?
Yeah, it was mostly self-taught. I took lessons from one guy my senior year of high school, or going into my senior year of high school, Gary Chaffee from Revere.
Oh, nice, dude. Really? Jesus.
His son plays in Transit and a local band from here. But that dude, like, I was trying to, like, go to, like, Berkeley and shit. And I was young. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. I just want to play drums.
Yeah.
One thing I took away from him was, like, he had, like, the orange Vista Light Bonham kit in his basement. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, shit, that's sick. Okay. Like, never seen that before.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, we're just going to play fucking Immigrant Song. And I was like, what? And he was just like, like now, to me, my right foot, like, I love doing that. Like the with the fucking right foot is like, that's like one of my signature things now. And that's a Bonham thing, but he taught me that. And that's like, and by that and rim shots, bro, I fucking eat through sticks. And that dude was like, you want to hit a backbeat with a rim shot. And I was like, what the fuck is a rim shot? He was like, I'm going to show you, like, look at my sticks right now. And he passed away a couple years ago, but, God bless that man. But yeah, he's the only person I ever took drum lessons from.
Nice, man. What do you remember about the very first show that you played?
Oh man, I was so fucking nervous. We played some like basement. It was a pub in the basement of a building. We got there like 2.5 hours early, and the lady let us set up, and we were just kind of dicking around for a while. But we had played, we had been practicing for like a year up to that point. So we were like, we're not going to play a show until we have like X amount of songs, and we practice, that much to like try to be like a good band. But like it was also like a 9 or 10 band bill or something fucking ridiculous. And like this lady always did that. And it was like, yo, like why are you booking 10 bands? It starts at 4, it ends at 2 in the morning. Like what is going on? But I mean, like, yeah, it was like, like none of us drove at the time. So it was like, I had to get a ride from, I think my mom. Like my mom was, well, I'm going to shout out my mom for all the years I didn't drive. She drove me to every show. She picked me up from every show, all the gear. I took everything with me. I was like, yo, you guys find a way to the show. I got all the gear. Like, so shout out to Jody, the fucking roadie, because she let us play a lot of gigs that we wouldn't be able to play otherwise. But
wow. Your mom's name is Jody?
Jody, yeah.
Oh, damn. That's two of us. Is she from the South by any chance?
Nah, she's from up here. She's from Chelsea, Massachusetts.
Gotcha. Right on. Damn. Do you have a holy trinity of drummers? Or if it's easier, a magnificent seven? Sometimes that seems to be easier to do 7 than 3.
I mean, 7, I definitely have 7. But I will say my 2 are John Theodore and Danny Carey.
There you go.
That is like, as I've gotten older, and like the third one kind of changes, you know, it's kind of whatever mood I'm in. For a while, you know, Benny Greb.
Oh, he's so good.
I love that dude. That dude is just ridiculous.
He's amazing.
But yeah, man, I can do 7. I mean, so John Theodore, Danny Carey, Benny Greb, Alon Rubin.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
He was also partially my doppelganger for a little bit when I had longer hair. And he's also, you know, Q drum co-founder. Fantastic individual, just ridiculous drummer.
Totally.
Like, I love Carter Beauford.
Oh, he's amazing.
And all those gospel, it's like, I don't even know. I got like a top like 25, I guess.
Of course. That's generally the way it goes.
But yeah, I would say, at least for now, I mean, Danny Carey and John Theodore are like my 2 gods. And I wish I was 6'5" and ripped the drums like they did.
That's one correlation between those two fucking giants.
Yep, tall ass motherfuckers. Love them.
Awesome, man. And lastly, I guess, have you found yourself playing anything on repeat throughout the last few months, or even a few records in particular that you've been kind of especially digging?
I mean, I have. I mean, that new Deftones song really grew on me.
Yeah.
At the first listen, I was like, what is going on? And then, like, you know, the second time I'm singing the chorus.
Yep.
And I'm like, honestly, the latest Trivium record.
Oh yeah.
Like, I liked them when I was like 14 and 15, but like that shit slaps. There's some mad good riffs on there. I'm a sucker for. I listen to a lot of hardcore music now, so anything that makes me want to like drive through a wall while I'm listening to it, like, you know, Jesus Piece and Knock Loose, and I will say there's a band called Chamber. They're from Nashville. They put out 2 songs from the new record that's going to come out, and that shit is the truth. It is fantastic. It's like this weird, like everyone's like on this 90s hardcore kick, you know, like early 2000s. It's kind of like it's coming back, but they're doing it right. I fuck with that shit. Yeah, I'm just like, I just love good riffs, you know, like one that like makes your face just like you pucker your lip and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, just that's what gets me out of bed in the morning.
Right. Yet another Kurt Ballou reference here, but I don't know if you're familiar with the Trap Them record, Darker Handcraft.
Of course I am.
Yeah, Chris Maggio's drumming on that.
Man.
Oh my God.
Dude, like the single kick floor tom thing, whatever the hell that is. It's like, now, honestly, it's funny that you brought that up, because I was talking to my band. I was like, yo, this is like going to be my thing for this next record. I'm trying to like because I don't play double bass anymore. I did when I was a kid, but like, I'm trying to like get my right foot and my right hand in between the floor tom and the kick. Just like, get it. The next album that we're writing is just going to be just off the wall. It's going to be all over the place, even more than it already is now. Because we call ourselves post rock. Yeah. It's just the easiest thing to do. But I mean, we have our influences span way further than that. Like I said, like, I'm a hardcore kid, kind of. So I'm trying to like put like hardcore riffs. It's like, how can we put this like nookie riff from Limp Bizkit in this song? Like, let's just do it. Like, let's just grind 1 and 0. Like, that's it. One open. Like, that's all I want to do. So.
Oh my God, that's
next
funny,
record's gonna be sick.
Nice, man. Well, I look forward to hearing that when y'all get it out, and hopefully things resume and y'all can get out and support this record the way that y'all are planning to some extent. And certainly keep me posted, because I'd love to see it live, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'll let you know the next time we're in Brooklyn.
Absolutely. Well, Jordan, it was good talking to you, man. Appreciate it. And, yeah, man, we'll catch up sooner or later, man.
Sick, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in as always as I close in on 200 episodes. Hoping to get some cool guests for the next few and or the next 100. Ha ha! We'll catch y'all on the flippy floppy. Crash, bang, boom.